So why is the Old Testament even in the Bible? Hey guys, it's John here in Akron, Ohio. Once again, rainy day outside, but I wanted to hop on and answer this fairly long comment so that I could give a perspective and a little bit of a history lesson, I guess. Let me go ahead and read the comment, and then I'll dive in. I have never really understood why Christianity accepted the Old Testament Hebrew Bible as part of their belief system. Judaic religion believed in a judgmental and punishing, vengeful God, and that is perpetrated in the writings of the Old Testament. These are the texts that church leaders of the time used to garner control of the populace with threats of God's wrath. Jesus seemed to speak out against it, only those beliefs, but also the power of the church leaders. He did not accept or teach any of what the Jews were told to believe and or rituals they were told to take part in. Christianity is said to be based around him. So why isn't the New Testament the standalone Bible of Christianity? How did the Old Testament get lumped in with the teachings of Jesus about a loving God and our oneness with him? I would think Christianity would view the Old Testament as they do the Quran or any other Bible of another religion that they do not agree with. I wanted to say that this is a very interesting concept, but the Christians believe that Jesus is the fulfillment of the Old Testament. So he is the Messiah. Well, the Messiah, even the concept of Messiah, comes from the Old Testament. This Messiah is coming to save you. So they were trying to prove that he was the Messiah. Now, I have memories of him denying that when the Essenes tried to make him the Messiah. But he specifically did not, as you say, teach what they taught. We never did a baptism. You never even see in the New Testament where the disciples did baptisms as a regular practice. Now you'll hear it in some of the later texts, people saying baptism, but it's a very small reference. It really isn't something that was done. There's also the idea that to formalize Christianity was to formalize something that was coming out of Judaic sects. The people who were creating the early Christian beliefs were Jewish and coming from Judaism. So he had to be the fulfillment of prophecy. And so there had to be a prophecy for him to fulfill. So to make him just an amazing teacher without that backstory of fulfillment of prophecy doesn't help them, their messianic story, doesn't help them propel him to spiritual rock stardom. And when it comes down to the idea of the concept of, they're two different religions, yes, now they are. But back then, you had warring factions of Judaism trying to say, no, we're the same religion. This is just the fulfillment of it. This is the completion of that Old Testament. They even quote the Bible Jesus as saying, I am the fulfillment of prophecy. He literally says he's the fulfillment of prophecy. And, I don't think he ever said that. I think that was the Judaic sects trying to make him a Messiah, adding their agenda into it, and making him this messianic figure, especially after he was martyred. Because in martyring him like he did, and once again, let me just be very clear, I do believe he returned. And but I don't think it was, I think it was something that we're all capable of. It's just a matter of coming to that place of realizing it. But I want to say, the whole reason why the Old Testament is in the Bible is because without the Old Testament, Joshua was just a guy. Because all of the stories of the Old Testament and the fulfillments of the prophecies start in the Old Testament. So without the Old Testament, he's just some guy talking in the wilderness. And Christianity takes it up because Christianity was formulated long after the teachings of Joshua, really, and it didn't get really formalized big time until 100 years afterwards, and then even more formalized in the 300s. So this idea that it wasn't what he was teaching and all this stuff, it's like, you're absolutely right. I agree with that. It wasn't what he was teaching. But they tried to make him a Messiah. And so Christianity became based upon him being the Messiah, which, by the way, is the sole reason why Christianity became the deadliest religion in the world. More people were killed in the name of Jesus Christ than any other religion. Yes, including Islam. Christians have killed more than any other religion in the world in the name of Jesus. And the only reason that happened is because he was the fulfillment of prophecy. He was the Messiah. He was the only Son of God, and the rest of you are wrong. So you have to be forced into our belief. And that's why there were so many killings, so many vile, destructive things. Adolf Hitler was a baptized Catholic. I've had Catholics say, no, he wasn't. Yes, he was. It's documented. So when you come back to this idea of why is the Old Testament in the book? Because it's the foundations of Christianity. Without the Old Testament and without those prophecies, there's no reason to believe in a Christ, which I think Jeshua would have loved. But anyway, that's my thought on this. I hope that answers your question. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.